This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Recording has started. Listen to the happy music play. Happy 2020, everyone! Woohoo! It's a party. Hey, kids, it's Superconnectivity, and I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser. Says so right on the box. And over there is that blue-eyed bomber from the Burger Pits. What's his name?
Phil me and Perich.
That's my guy. Welcome back, Phil. Oh, yeah, take a nice deep drink, Phil. It's the
2020. It's consistent. Can't say it's not consistent.
It's the penultimate year, man. I don't know. Cracker fudge. But anyway, that's news. We're not here to talk about sad news and the downfall of Western civilization. No, we're here to talk comic books and fun stuff. And who's gonna play She-Hulk?
Yes.
Controversy. Oh goodness. So let's open up with She-Hulk, because this is actually really controversial.
Really?
It is controversial because there was a strong contingent. First of all, there were a couple strong contingents, but people wanted a burly lady to play Jennifer Walters, so that they could be both Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, and not either Ferrigno it or CGI it.
Yeah, but I mean,
not that we know of yet.
Jennifer Walters in the comics isn't big and huge. I mean,
no, she's not. She's intentionally mousy.
Yeah.
Although, for what it's worth, the girl Tatiana Maslany, or I'm forgetting her name, but I know her first name's Tatiana. She is. I mean, she's not an insurmountable woman. She's just not 7 feet tall. No, she's not 7 feet tall. Because she did a lot of great action in Orphan Black. She can be a BA. She can play a BA if she has to. So, one thing anyone who's seen Orphan Black knows is this woman, if nothing else, can play multiple personalities. And we don't know that. That may not be in this season. But anyway, and as I was pointing out to people, if we're doing an actual origin, which we probably are, Jennifer features much more prominently in her early stories than She-Hulk. Because when She-Hulk first comes out, she is kind of the savage She-Hulk.
Yes.
She's not like She-Hulk Smash most of the time, but she is... Yeah, definitely a little more violent. I don't think she got into her witty phase until John Byrne started writing her.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Someone who has a lot of quips, like Spider-Man or Deadpool.
But yeah, it's Tatiana Maslany, Maslany.
Yeah, and she is fantastic in Orphan Black. If anyone has seen that show, I highly recommend it. It was really well written, very well produced, and tells a really great, intricate tale of clones. So, clones sort of let to run wild for reasons that we are never, ever really explained. Or maybe they were. Maybe it was done in some of the later seasons. My cable was spotty at the time, so I did miss a few of the later seasons. But I did love the show when the first few seasons that I did watch, and it was a fantastic show. And I'm excited for her as to play Jennifer Walters, and I presume She-Hulk as well, because I kind of feel possibly one of the reasons they did have Ruffalo being the Hulk the whole time in Endgame, is because they were testing the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how hard is it going to be if we have Ruffalo in the suit walking around on his stilts? How hard is it going to be to render that Hulk on top of it? you add into the idea that, we can put in, we can shoot her at an angle, we can put lifts, we can pad her suit. Because I really want to see my She-Hulk in a proper lawyer suit. I really want that. Yes, that would be great if she's fighting crime in lawyer suits. That's always awesome. Objection! I want strenuous objections. Like I said, I'm looking forward to whatever it is they're going to do with it. We'll see if they take any of my ideas that I've pitched them over the years on this show, Having her already be called the She-Hulk because she is the one who sued the government over the destruction the Hulk did in Harlem.
Oh, there you go.
Basically made the government pay to rebuild Harlem. That's something. It would be very cool if that is the case. We'll have to see. But yeah, people were a little upset. And what it is, this is always the problem with speculation. Because people were speculating, two of the women from Brooklyn Nine-Nine were recommended for the role. Mm-hmm. People loved the idea, and I think either one of them would have been great. Any of the women that were suggested would have been great. But as happens in this industry, there are a lot of great actresses. There are a few roles available. And the good news for Marvel is they actually have hundreds of other females that we can bring in, Mm-hmm. So we already have our Patsy Walker Hellcat, but we can, we don't have a Tigra yet. We don't have a Greer Nelson yet. We don't have a lot of people, I'd love to see if they could ever introduce Nadia Pym into the MCU. Ooh. I know that Hope Van Dyne is probably supposed to be that Nadia Pym kind of role, mm-hmm. but it would be neat if we did have something with Hank's first wife, kind of that backstory. Maybe that'll be in Ant-Man 3, where story is they're going to run into one of the Richards boys.
Oh, yes.
Good old Nathaniel Richards, Kang himself. And who's the actor who will be playing Kang?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, and he's in something I like. I know that. Is he the guy from Lovecraft Country or?
Let me pull up this article. Yes, Lovecraft Country.
Yes. Oh, he is so good in Lovecraft Country. By the way, if you aren't watching Lovecraft Country, you ought to watch Lovecraft Country if you have HBO. It is a really harrowing show, and it plays out so interestingly the way they deal with the characters. Yes, don't watch it at night because it is very scary and they have big monsters in it. Oh. Yes, yeah. Tristan kind of got scared when we watched the first episode at night because there were gigantic Lovecraftian monsters that were eating people at the end of the first episode. So that's not good.
So was that confirmed, or is that just a rumor that he's playing Kang?
Well, everyone's treating it like it's confirmed, and it seems to be. Yeah, it's not like official. It's not like the She-Hulk.
Well, he's confirmed. He's in the movie. They just I don't know if it's his that he's going to be Kang has been officially announced, but he's in it as something, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe they're going to hide that because who knows? Maybe we don't know he's Kang at first, know. But the real interesting thing about that is it got a lot of people speculating about the Richards family.
Oh yeah,
because as we know, Kang is tied inexorably to the Richards family. And I believe the Byrne status quo still exists, that technically Kang is from the alternate timeline that Nathaniel Richards went to and, made out with a redhead.
I think so, yeah.
And then that was actually the line that Kang is from, that it's actually it's from a completely left-handed sideways timeline, which would fit in nicely with the Ant-Man time paradox concept because, that's the thing. Ant-Man invented time travel. I mean, I know Tony Stark takes credit for it, but the reality is that Ant-Man understands that, that this was this idea. And for what it's worth, this is the kind of thing that I know 90% of Ant-Man 3 is going to be Hank Pym saying, I told you I didn't want Stark to have this, and you gave it to Stark. It's like half the world was going, who cares? Stark, this was not technology Stark was supposed to have.
Hey, Hank, you were gone. Your wife was gone. Your daughter was gone.
Yeah, better that way. I just know that that's going to be a lot of conversations, you know. Like, this is not some Iron Man, and this is the potential that Hank Pym always knew about this. Hank Pym was like, yes, I know the quantum realm and all these things, Still got mad they never used those dang quantum energies that he was supposed to gather. In fact, that might be the first thing he's going to say. Wow, so did you use those quantum energies that I told you to bring back? Think, oh, I forgot to bring them back.
Yeah.
You left the quantum energy in the quantum zone.
Although, they could go a different way than, like, Reed and Doom, which, I mean, it'd be cool to introduce them, but there's another Kang angle they could take. Remember in the original Young Avengers, Iron Lad?
Well, yes. He's a little old to be playing Iron Lad, though.
That's true.
But it has been suggested, in fact, I've seen other people said that he should be Kang, and then they should have this other actor, some young African-American actor, come in to be Iron Lad in the Young Avengers.
Does he have a son?
He's a teenage Kang who goes back in time to not be Kang.
Because
yes, he had the silver one.
Because that would be a connection with Cassie then, though.
Yeah. Well, and for what it's worth, that would be interesting. Because, of course, Cassie Lang will also be in Ant-Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, in this entire time travel paradox, you have Nathaniel Richards come back as a teenager at the end of it to undo who he becomes. Because I got a feeling that they're going to be dealing with this as sort of like this situation where, no, you don't understand. My timeline is then made defunct because you brought everyone back.
Oh.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Maybe.
Because of what you did, you have damaged the timeline. Because the future, not for nothing, they damaged like several timelines. They took Thanos completely out of one.
Well, I was going to say, they could be, that guy could be like, Kang could be like, you were worried about all the alternate reality. You people never gave a thought to the future.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of possibilities, but I get the feeling that's why, and for nothing else, that's why people are thinking Kang. Because it is the fact that he needs to know where, and it'll probably be something not dissimilar to what happened when Kang came into the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, where he has his fleets and all of a sudden his empire starts crumbling because there's a time anomaly in the past. Which, interestingly enough, I believe we're supposed to imply that the actual time anomaly was Captain America using the Cosmic Cube to bring Bucky back in that universe. And that's why say, Captain America isn't supposed to be here. It's like, yes, but it's not that Captain America isn't supposed to be there. It's what Captain America does as a result of being there, which is that he touches the cube and that's what brings Bucky back because, I mean, they could pull like a Voyager Year of Hell storyline thing where it's like, Kang has this perfect life in the future, and then like you said, Endgame, they bring everyone back, it wrecks his future, and then he just keeps time traveling, trying to change things to get his original timeline back, but it's impossible. Yeah, because, it's one of these situations where possibly, there's, one of these, I can't go to the time that actually screwed everything up because there's too much time disruption in that area, There's too many holes in the space-time fabric that you guys ripped you ripped the timeline horribly here. And it's almost, it's like you can't navigate into that, but then of course it'll be I will crazily fall into it and I'll actually get through it because I'm Ant-Man and I'm just lucky that way. Or he has to use the quantum realm somehow, but he's not, Kang doesn't know about the quantum realm, so he comes back in time to kidnap Hank or something. Yeah, well, but that's interesting that would be interesting is if it's a different type of time travel because as we saw, the Kree time travel device didn't work on the quantum realm. The one that Fitz comes back with definitely is that quantum realm based time travel, but doesn't necessarily operate in the same ways. And it will be interesting. Like I said, we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with the Time Variance Authority, because we know, well, we don't know. We assume because we saw Loki in the prison orange with the TVA on his shirt. So we're taking a lot from a little, but that's what comic book nerds do. We take a lot from a little because that's what we got is a little, and we want a lot, and we're not getting a lot because 2020 is just a jerky year.
Well, it's
just an annoying year. It's a bad year.
They were saying, we might not get any of the Marvel series on Disney Plus yet. Maybe this year the only one we might get is Vision, WandaVision. What if it's not Endgame? What if something Wanda does like rips Kang out of time?
I mean, anything's possible. We're gonna have to see what it is. We'll see what it is. I mean, Wanda's obviously messing with the timeline because, as we know, her power. And the idea is that if this is the question about what's going on with Wanda, and the possibility that she is in some kind of shield construct, and it's just this idea that something went wrong. Like after Endgame, something went wrong with Wanda. And what that is what's going to be the mystery of the whole thing. And one imagines it might be something with her kids. That she and Vision had kids, but that, something that, she created these kids out of magic. I mean, and
maybe it's
little
just
bits of Master Pandemonium.
Or maybe it's just her powers are running out of control because of the Infinity Gems. Because, she was there when Thanos did that original snap. She was there when Tony Stark did that snap.
Oh yeah, and for what it's worth, and those, and for along those weird lines that for that period in time there were 2 sets of Infinity Gems in that universe, because even though the gems were destroyed, we know they can't. That we know from the comics they don't stay destroyed. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
So if those original gems are floating in the atmosphere, when Tony Stark snapped, he might have released like twice the amount of juice.
Exactly. There might have been a whole lot of something going on, and it's going to be interesting where it goes. I am excited for WandaVision, which will probably be our only thing we get this year, because they're saying that they're not moving that back. Although they haven't said they're going to move Black Widow back yet. So
they said there's a rumor, but nothing definite.
Yeah, it's a rumor, and they've moved Wonder Woman back, but yeah, she's moved back to December now.
Yeah, but they're also going to be thinking, they don't want to release it either, and then have people not go to the theater too, though.
Yeah, but it's sort of this. Here's what I'm going to say. They were going late November. The difference between late November and December is arguably nothing.
Yeah,
like if you're going to get it this year, doing it late November, doing it early December, or even late December, you're just rearranging the deck chairs at that point.
I know. Sometimes they like to release stuff around Christmas because sometimes you get people with time off and stuff. And
yeah, I understand why they would want to release it there, but what I'm saying is, no place they're going to release it right now is going to be any better than any other place they're going to release it now. That right now, there's just nothing they can do. It's the world is what the world is. You can either release it or you cannot release it. But every month that goes by that you don't release it, that's a lot of money you're losing. Because yes, box office is important, but all the ancillaries are also very important. And at a certain point, you're like, you know what? Most of the world has this better control than we do. Most of the world is going to movies. Half the country is still going to movies, even though they're killing themselves while they're doing it. Maybe we can release this end of November. Maybe the world's in a better place by then. That's actually the same as 6 feet apart. Yes. Yeah, it sounds longer, but it's not really. That you have to be 2 meters apart in Europe. You have to be 6 feet apart in the U.S.
Oh,
but
Ray,
really those.
Ray was telling me, down in Australia, I think they were saying 1.5 because they were saying 1.5 to stay alive, 1.5 meters.
Yeah, there's all sorts of rules. I mean, really, wear a mask and don't touch nobody. Like, if I can reach out my hand and be close to you, you're too close. If I can do this and I hit you, you're too close.
Exactly.
You know? Still, Lisa Simpson, Bart Simpson. I'm just going to move my hands like this. If they hit you, it's not my fault. You should have gotten out of the way. Yeah, we were saying WandaVision might be the only thing to hit Disney Plus. Mandalorian's coming soon. Mandalorian is coming
Season
back,
2.
and that will be fun.
Yeah.
Mandalorian's great. I'm sure they're recording it with whatever precautions they need. You know, one of the things I really like about it is clearly Yiddle is getting older and more aware of his surroundings. Because we do see just before the fight goes, Yiddle sits down, puts up his blast shields, because he knows what's about to happen. He's not a naive little baby anymore. He's like, he's like 52 now. So he's like, I'm cool. It would not surprise me if we don't get Baby Yiddle talking before too long. You know,
yes.
Yeah, this is the way this is. I mean, Mandalorian's coming back. That's good. All things being equal, and I think we all like the Mandalorian. We're going to get more Darksaber lore. Everyone likes the Darksabers. So yeah, I think there's a lot to be positive about on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
And for whatever else happens, we have these streaming services. And our biggest problem now is all of these, because I mean that's the thing. I mean Mulan, it hasn't done well, but I don't know how well Mulan was ever going to do. And that's the thing about Mulan. It's like, should we blame COVID for Mulan's problem, or should we blame the politics?
I think it might have did better in the theater, but I don't think that was the one to put on Disney Plus, then charge an extra $30 for it.
Well, if people can get it for free on Disney Plus, no one's going to pay the $30.
Yeah.
But no one's also going to pay the $30 if they know it's going to be free on Disney Plus in a month or two.
Yeah, in December, I think. Yeah.
It's this catch-22. It's like, what is and that's sort of what it comes down to, because if you weren't willing to pay $30 to see Mulan immediately, you're going to wait for it to come out on Disney Plus anyway.
But I'm just saying, even if they did that same thing with Black Widow and released it on Disney Plus now for and plus $30, and then you knew it was going to be free in 3 or 4 months, I still think more people would have paid $30 for Black Widow.
Oh yeah, no, they will. Yeah. If they put Black Widow will make money.
Yeah.
There is such a desire, because I will pay $30 for it.
Oh yeah.
I will pay $30 for it right now. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with it. And you can say, we'll pay you $30 for it right now, and it'll be out, October 15th. I'll say, yep, I'll pay $30 right now. Because I want to see that so bad. I want to see what the story is and what they're going to do. And not for nothing, I want, more than even seeing Black Widow, I want the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward again.
Yeah.
Because I think that is what is more frustrating than anything else about it, is that we know everything is on hold until this. Yeah. It's like, it's like Taming of the Shrew. I can't get married until the eldest daughter gets married.
Yeah. And I mean, Black Widow, you'd be, if you took the family to see that, you'd be paying at least $30 anyway. And in this way, it's in your Disney Plus. You can watch it over and over. You can pause it. It's at places. You can rewind. You can do whatever.
Exactly. I mean, and you factor in popcorn and a soda, and
exactly.
Even when I go by myself, and if I decide I want to see it in the 3D. Which granted I don't get to do that on my TV. It's not set up for that.
Yeah.
But still, it just seems like, it is not. It is something that, they would make their money back if they did. The only reason they're not is probably because Probably because they don't want to be the death. They don't want to be the one. They don't want to be the people who killed movie theaters.
Yeah, that's probably the one that, I mean, besides Wonder Woman, that's probably the one the theaters are really want is Black Widow right now. Yeah.
But like I said, I honestly think that November or December, it's meaningless to make the distinction. Yeah, really it is. As far as whether or not we're going to be better, you know, if we're not better by November, we're not going to be better by December.
No.
You know, we could get better like next week if everyone would freaking wear a mask when they go outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally all you have to do. The mask has 80% effectiveness, which is better than a vaccine right now. Which is boggles your mind when you think about, oh, wait, you mean if we just did that, we wouldn't even need the vaccine? It's like, yeah, exactly. We wouldn't need the vaccine because this is as effective as a vaccine in preventing the transmission of an aerosolated virus like this.
Okay, wait a minute. Jamie said Mulan made $260 million so far. I mean, that's not bad, but how much did it take to make? I mean, if it was in the theater, it might have made like 500 already or more.
Oh, I'm sure it could have made. Well, you see, I don't know that. I don't know because the reviews are not spectacular.
Yeah.
There's controversy about all kinds of things, and even in China, it got controversial in China. It made all of the worst moves.
Well, half the stuff gets controversial in China.
Well, no, but it was like all set up. But then they like thanked this. They basically, as we say, they thanked the concentration camps.
Oh, yeah.
And then China was like, oh, let's not hype this movie because they mentioned the concentration camps, and we don't want anyone Googling that. Concentration camps is where, or re-education camps is just where Uyghur Muslims are being put in China. They're basically being rounded up, and
Is it still happening?
Yep. China is a very, very bad country, and they do horrible, horrible human rights violations. And this is coming from America. Jeez. So if you have any idea when we're upset about your human rights violations, good Lord.
But hey, you want to switch gears?
Yeah.
Well, we knew it was coming. The DC Universe going strictly to comics, and all the programming is going to HBO Max.
Which is great. If you like reading DC Comics, I think that would be great for you.
And, now it's going to be, was it DC
Universe Infinite, yes.
Infinite. So basically, no matter how quickly I read their comics, I should never run out. Infinite?
I don't know. It depends if you want to read the comics or you just want a comic to read.
But we didn't mention this when we were coming up with the list. Did you say, I did send this to you this week though. They did confirm Harley Quinn season 3 coming to HBO Max.
Yes, Harley Quinn season 3 is coming, which is good. I mean, it was very popular. What? We can watch it whenever you want. We just have to watch it on our phones because, unfortunately, it can't go on the big TV.
I told you I found the way around that.
I know. I don't like to mess with the things.
It's not. I mean, all you have to do is like one setting on there, and then you have to download like a downloader. Because I was reading this article. It's very weird. I guess.
Yeah.
Was it Amazon doesn't want you to download like the regular HBO app, but I guess you can download the Android app. Which is like, because they use the Android thing. Yeah.
They do use the Android. Yeah, and I know that you can do that with that, because that's how I got Marvel Unlimited on my Kindle.
Yeah.
You can't get Marvel Unlimited on a Kindle, too, unless you go to the Play Store.
Yeah, basically you just have to download it, and you get to go through that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It only took me like 5 minutes. It only took me like 5 minutes. Yeah, it only took me like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I can do it, and I'll figure it out. You know, it's doable. I know. It's just
I sent you a link to an article. Yeah, just follow the steps. It walks you through step by step.
Yeah, and like I said, I know how to do that because I've done that with Kindles because the kids wanted to play a game that Amazon. I said, well, just don't, because you can download the Play Store app.
Yeah.
From Google Play onto the Androids or onto the Kindles.
Yeah, because they said it's like nothing illegal or anything. You just have to like download like an extra app. Yeah.
Yeah. So well, maybe we'll do that later, and then me and Tristan can watch Harley Quinn together.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I just hope they bring back. I hope they bring back Damian and Penguin's nephew as the new Penguin.
Oh,
those are the things I want. I want Penguin's nephew as the new Penguin, as the heir apparent. Joshua Cobblepot, I believe his name was.
I think,
and it's going to be great. Yes. That was a question I had the other day. has Oswald Cobblepot always been the Penguin?
I believe
Has he always
so.
been? Yeah, there's been. Yeah, there was something I was like, because you have the guys like there's like more than one guy that was Clayface, more than one guy was Two-Face.
The only thing I can think of is like, what was that in the 2000s? Maybe Penguin had a guy working for him who like tried to take his criminal empire from him. Eventually, he betrayed him and tried to take. And he was like, "Oh, I'm the Emperor Penguin, and I'm going to take your place." But. Yeah, besides that, no, I think Oswald's been Penguin since the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I like the Penguin. He's cool.
I mean,
everyone likes the Penguin. He's awesome.
I mean, until recently, there's only been one Joker, too, but...
Yeah, well, Well, but there was there?
I know, retcon.
Well, it's even the idea that, technically, I mean, we don't know who the Joker was, so there could have been other origins in there. 4 guys. There's a whole Red Hood gang fell in that day. Wah, wah. Ironically, the guy that was in the Red Hood was the one guy who didn't fall in.
That's true.
It was the other 3 idiots who fell in.
And I did give you other good news this week. Patton Oswalt's going to be writing I think it's just a mini-series, but a MODOK series.
He's writing a MODOK series. I wonder, probably it's going to be related to the MODOK cartoon, which is going to be very, very silly and very, very, what I will say, very Curtis Armstrong as Dr. Doom. There's going to be a lot of impotent, I am MODOK! And it's like, okay,
And just for no other reason that he's writing it, I just know if I read it, I'm going to hear his voice coming out of MODOK's mouth.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a nerd boy's dream come true, and that is the truth of it. He's doing well for himself on it.
Well, I mean, that is nice that he get a guy who actually got to play in that universe gets to write one of the books.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, actually, who I found out recently wrote comics? Billy Mooney.
Yeah, I don't think I've read any, but I thought I heard that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying he actually wrote a Joe Fixit story.
Oh, really?
Called Art for Art's Sake in Marvel Premiere.
Okay.
I gotta go look that up now. So
yeah, me too.
Yes, Art for Art's Sake. But it's very cool because I had a clip from it, and it's and it's Hulk in a tuxedo, Great Hulk in a tuxedo, and you just gotta love it.
Oh yeah, I gotta find that. Yeah.
So, so good for Patton, I mean, I hope it's funny, I hope it's good, or maybe it's very dramatic, and he's like, no, I want to tell a real deep MODOK story. MODOK is actually a fun character. I mean, he's kind of a gag character at this point, but then again, MODOK has always kind of been a gag character,
Yes.
I wonder if he's going to be married to MODAM, though. That's the only question I really have. Because you see in the cartoon that his marriage is falling apart. I'm wondering if he's married to MODAM.
Yeah, I don't know. Because in the comics, AIM created MODAM after MODOK was supposedly killed.
Yeah, I know MODAM was part of the what was it? With Superior
Stratagem.
And
Yeah.
And the Femazon Empire or some nonsense like that.
I don't know if she was like renting her from AIM or something. Yeah, because there was an early issue of Quasar where AIM wanted the quantum band, so they sent MODAM after Quasar.
Yeah, MODAM. Good old MODAM. But it doesn't get enough play anymore. Poor MODAM.
No, because MODOK's back.
Yeah, so see, if nothing else, that would be great, just to get more play for MODAM. I hope MODAM's in Patton Oswalt's.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. But yeah, Patton, show us what happened to MODAM.
Yeah, she's just MODOK and MODAM. True love. Although, I don't know if they follow it, but, MODOK used to be in love with Maria Hill. So.
Yeah.
Oh, MODOK. He's had such a crazy few years lately.
Hey, want to talk some comics?
Let's talk some comics. Let's talk... Oh, well, you want to start with Iron Man?
Sure.
With its nice, fancy... who did the interior art? Because the interior art is very...
Oh, yeah.
Very, very fancy, too.
Oh, artist. Is that Cafu? C-A-F-U?
F-U, too. I'm sure that joke never gets old for him.
I know. Or unless it's a nickname or, a professional. Yeah.
Or maybe his name is Kai Fu. It's fine by me. Cool.
But yeah, I love the
but he's
art.
A great artist.
I know.
It's beautiful.
I love the art. I love the story. I like this back to basics approach after what we got the last couple of years.
Yeah, I love Patsy in this.
Yes,
as the person. The only thing I really didn't like was the breakup with Janet Van Dyne and him.
Oh yeah,
it was just so I'm being written out of the book. So bye.
I think we should see other people. Yeah, me too. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Just and through the glass, which doesn't make any sense. It's I guess she's broadcasting it with her antennae or something. But yeah, that was the one thing that kind of because honestly, if they had that off screen, I wouldn't have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have even, because honestly, I don't even think about. I know Tony and Janet have dated, and they probably date more on and off than most any other couple in Marvel. But it's if she's not in the book, I just don't assume that they're together.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
even when she's in the book, I don't assume they're together.
I think they dated real briefly in was it the early '80s, and then Dan Slott brought it back in the last run. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all good, and but aside from that, so now Tony has divested from his company again.
Always got
with $65 billion.
I know he has to make do with $65 billion.
I said, no, I put half of it back in the stock market. It's which caused this 800-point swing in one day. Oops. And I love the viciousness of the internet in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just Tony trying to do something. What we don't know. But he's definitely trying to do it.
Oh, my God. My favorite Twitter handle, Godverse Spider-Man.
Yes. They're all good. And even in the end, he deletes his little tweeter handle, or whatever they call it.
But I think, I don't know, I'll have to see if because I was telling Lilith about this, because she wasn't going to read it, and I was explaining the whole thing to her. She's like, is this like Tony Stark's midlife crisis? I'm like, yeah, mate, it seems like it. And she's like, oh, I got to read this. Yeah.
Specifically, in fact, Patsy Walker says, oh, you're doing a midlife crisis thing.
And
By the way, you know what? This is something Lilith should be really proud of, the presence of redheads in comics, specifically Marvel comics, because that really is all because of Archie.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if they're going with the thing now where Tony Stark has a type, because I mean, between Pepper, I think isn't Bethany Cabe a redhead? Mary Jane was in the book for a while. Now we're getting Patsy Walker.
Well, but I've noticed that you do see a lot of redheads in Marvel comics, and I think a lot of that has to do with Patsy Walker, which of course was the female Archie, and that was, it all goes back to this original idea of, hey, what if we had a redhead? And then people said, I like drawing redheads. Redheads are cool. So all the superheroes get to be with redheads.
Yes.
Very few brunettes.
But yeah, and I love this new armor. It's like a mix of like old and new style. And this page here where he's putting the armor on.
Yeah.
Do you notice that's like a homage to like his first appearance in the cover of Tales of Suspense? Yeah.
Yes, and I do get that, and and I love Patsy. I love vintage threads. It's great, and that's what I do love about this dynamic, because it really is. And what I I like that there is not, because I had to feel there's not sexual tension, because I really don't think
it doesn't seem
Patsy
like
is looking for that. But I also feel like it's a friend who can call him out.
Mm-hmm.
And who does call it. It kind of reminds me of, the Doctor and Donna, if you were a fan of that era of Doctor Who, where, the Doctor just wanted a mate, just wanted someone he could hang out with. And that's what he got with Donna. And Donna is just constantly calling him on his BS, and that's what I feel Patsy will be in this book. She's calling him out, saying, you're just really... You're that even all this humility, it's still all about your ego, which is great, because the public humility, it is the rending of garments and say, oh, look, I must step away. Look at me, step away. Technology, we need to connect with being human again. It's like, okay, yeah, helps to have $65 billion when you're trying to be human. So that's good. And then we see Got a guy that knows how to capture lightning.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like sending his lightning after people, and Tony Stark and people with like crazy technologies at parties. First time, he didn't even blow this guy off, really. He was like, okay, well, sounds cool. We'll talk later.
Well, it says something about next issue. It says something about a threat that Tony and the universe hasn't seen in years. So I wonder if this is supposed to be like an old character.
Well, we see that there's obviously the other, our one true God who's manipulating the unicorn here.
Oh yeah,
and we see that the guy that they blew up the Gutenberg Bible with the lightning bolt, and we know that this is the guy who deals with the lightning bolts. So, because we see him in the window at the end, so obviously he's a bad guy. Which immediately why was he trying to sell him on the lightning bolt technology if he was going to be a bad guy the whole time?
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'll see how it goes. Art's great. Story, the story, I'll be honest with you, it's fun in the sense that, hey, as a fan of the Iron Man character, I can see how someone would really enjoy this and see where it went and want to see where it leads, because I can see that this could lead to some really fun places.
I mean, it seems very, very old school to me. And after, again, like what Dan Slott did, I like this like back to basics approach instead of like all these robot, that whole robot thing, and
Yeah, the robots.
This is very simple. I think it's like a good jumping on point for people.
Oh yeah. I actually really felt that this and Thor this week were very good. Love you too, Benjamin. We're very good spots where if you didn't read this book before, this would be a great week to jump in and pick these books up, because they really open up these characters and open up these stories for people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you want to talk Thor real quick?
Yeah, let's talk Thor, because
Mjolnir's acting up.
I wonder, is that going to be, because we know Dawn Blake, we're going to have a thing with Dawn Blake coming soon. I wonder if that's going to be part of it.
I'm guessing maybe there is, like I said, but we do see that this apparently gives everybody Asgardian powers, like when they pick it up, because apparently this guy from the mechanic, like now he's worthy, and it's just this idea that everybody who grabs it, that it's getting heavier for Thor, but it's not heavier for anyone else. It's actually getting lighter for that other people can now lift it. So
I wonder if there's I wonder if there's going to be a big thing where it's like, ever since Thor and Blake were separated, he's been slowly losing his, I don't know, humanity or humility or whatever.
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, it's interesting. And apparently that phone number does work for Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah. I tried it. Yeah, it's like the nice little pre-recorded Tony Stark message.
Yes.
I was going to say, here, I can play it. You want to hear it?
Sure, let's hear it.
It's real quick, yeah. All right.
I wonder who did the voice of Tony Stark.
Yes, this is Iron Man. However, due to some big blonde jerk, I no longer use this number. But hey, nice try anyway. For all things Tony Stark, please visit www.tonystarkironman.com and try and stay safe out there, yeah? I'm busy enough as it is.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
That's cool. I wonder who that voice actor is.
I don't know. That's what I was going to say. Is that like, I don't think that's like the regular. Yeah, that's not the one they have doing the animated series stuff right now. So.
I don't know who that is.
But
it actually
sounds
cool. Like maybe one of the guys at Marvel just says, "Hey, you want to do the voice of Tony Stark? Yeah, sure, I'll be Tony Stark."
And I think they said that website he gives. I think I was reading somewhere. I think it just redirects you to Marvel.com or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. Although that's a 212 number, man. I don't know how they got a 212 number.
Unless it's just like an extension of the Marvel office or something.
Well, no. I mean, 212 numbers are very hard to get.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because they, that's the old New York Exchange, and like by now, most everything is like 917. But 212, that's like the classic, and a lot of. It was almost like the reason, because there were basically so many people in New York, they didn't have enough extensions for 212. They very quickly ran out eventually. Well, actually, 212 was the one for a very long time, but then, they eventually had to start adding in extra area codes, and having the 212, the classic 212, is It has cachet in New York.
Oh, yeah.
It means nothing elsewhere in the world. But, like, if you're from the New York area, you go, ooh, 212.
Oh, yeah,
That's impressive.
I mean, back in the day, we only had like one area code around here, and now we have at least 2 or 3. Yeah, I think with everyone, I think it was just the advent of the cell phone. You know, they had to start making more area codes. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting, and of course, it's maybe that Marvel has just been around long enough that they have a bunch of 212 exchanges within their buildings.
Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, it's written right there on Thor's hammer in the issue. So if you want to call that,
call him up, bug Tony Stark. Yeah, I mean, it's it's like I said, it's an interesting thing. It gives you this nice start. Him and Beta Ray Bill and we sort of get again this same dynamic that we get in Iron Man, which is. Here are our 2 characters. One person is kind of going through a midlife crisis, and there's going to be a person who they want to call them out on their BS to help them through this midlife crisis.
But Thor actually calls it out and tells Beta Ray Bill, he's like, yeah, I want you to be my strong right hand, and, let me know if I'm pulling stuff. And, and Beta Ray Bill's like, yeah, and someone to, like, knock you on your ass. He's like, yeah.
Exactly. Well, and you got to appreciate the honesty of Thor. So that's cool. I mean, and as I said, these are great books to jump on at. So if you have ever wanted to read Thor, now's a good time to start.
Yes.
If you ever wanted to read Iron Man, now's a good time to start.
Thor 7, Iron Man #1, yes.
Yep. Captain America.
They cured Sharon Carter of that horrible disease.
Oh, could you imagine that? The horror of being 42. Yes. But now she's young again. Sure, why not? I mean, it's cool. Shuri's like all magic now. Is that like new? I don't know.
I think they were doing that in the Black Panther too. Like, I know if not before. I think Ta-Nehisi was doing that in his first Black Panther. Was it his first Black Panther run? So yeah, so of course,
Okay, so that's I mostly it's always hard to keep up. And Shuri has gone through a lot of different workings because she didn't used to be so much younger than T'Challa until the movies.
Yeah.
But, so when I was reading her last, they were kind of writing her like in the movie, but now she seems a lot more mature, so that's good. We get a nice scene here because we get, Sharon sort of fighting with her old hologram self.
Yes.
Young Sharon. She knocks her on her butt. And, it's very cool just in general, everything that Sharon goes through this. She's got her Iron Patriot rescue armor on, which she talked Tony into putting some lethality in it because they were going up against Selene, who is really bad. And they actually do turn Selene over to the mutants, which I just think is crazy dangerous. But I don't know if that's going to be a good idea or a bad idea, but they're going to do it. But they use like what's left of the Bloodstone or whatever that was, and the people that I guess Selene turned into zombie monsters, and they use their sacrifice to make Sharon young again, which we predicted.
And again, too, why else they did that? Because Sharon Carter's going to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier too. So
yes, that's true too. Now the real question is, what are they going to do with Peggy? Because we still don't have an explanation of Peggy yet. Now my money's still that that's Captain Peggy from the Exile series, because we did see that Rebecca Barnes came back. I mean, she was in the Future Foundation books.
Unless we get the big explanation in issue, I'm sure 25 is probably going to be a big issue. This was 23, so
yeah. Well, and yeah, so we do see that next issue 24. It looks like the Skull's back. Yeah, because why not bring the Red Skull back?
Oh,
cool. Say that. Of course, which Red Skull is this? Is this the one that I don't even know anymore?
I mean,
these Red Skulls.
I mean, if you use a cosmic cube, it could resurrect the original Skull, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could. Well, I mean, because that's the thing is like we had the original Skull, and then the Skull that had the because the skull that had the Charles Xavier brain was the one
clone.
who used the Cosmic Cube to make, that. But that was one who had his old 1940s brain tapes.
Yeah, he was like an old clone, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't, which is always this weird thing about it, because it's like, okay, so there's another Red Skull that had this whole life that was part of the Cosmic Cube. So this Red Skull isn't that Red Skull. But which Red Skull will it be?
They're gonna pull a Tony Stark Heroes Reborn thing, because like when Tony Stark came back from Heroes Reborn, remember he went in as Teen Iron Man, and when they came back, I think there was like a 2-page explanation in the back of the Avengers Annual. They're like, "Oh yeah, Franklin just took every Tony Stark and slammed them together and made one Tony Stark." So I wonder if they're gonna do that here, just to have the Cosmic Cube take every skull that's ever been and smash them into one.
To be fair, Franklin Richards is not known for his carefulness with Tony Stark.
No.
Because we saw that, brought him back this time. It's like, oh, what was he last time? Oh, he was the Superior Iron Man. Forget that. That's fine. I was having this huge fight with this guy about the entire Secret Empire storyline, about how, it ruined his childhood and whatnot, because they ruined Cap forever, yada, yada, yada. I said, eventually I just said, well, that wasn't even the real Cap, because the real Cap died at the end of, when the incursions happened. That Cap's dead. The original 1940s Cap is gone. This world doesn't even have a past. This is all whatever it is that Franklin created in the last 5 minutes. So, it is what it is. But,
Immortal Hulk?
Immortal Hulk. Yeah, let's go to Immortal Hulk. Let's see, what happened in Immortal Hulk this week? I actually didn't finish Zero. I read like the start and the end of it, but I didn't get a lot of the middle of it.
Oh, yeah, the reprints, yeah.
But yeah, we got that, the leader took over Brian. I know that took over Brian at the end of that, and then that's like, and this is who he was when he first met, and that's why he's, who else would I be? But anyway, it was good. Mm-hmm. It was good. But we get Del Fry's like becoming the radioactive kid, and his dad injecting him, and he's like, I can see the green door. Who's that man coming out of the green door? And then we see that he's like in this, that basically he's just stuck at that moment of his death, and it's looping constantly, which is interesting. And then we basically see the leader taking over everybody's bodies as they're going through, and
kills Samson.
As you do. He's been here before. Does he kill him? Does he?
Well, he meets him, in the below place,
Yeah. Oh, I see. And he like locks him. That's with the red door, so he can't get out. Yeah.
I'm wondering I'm wondering when Al's done, because remember he said he knows how he's going to end this thing. I wonder if they're going to do something with that red door where it's like, oh, you guys aren't immortal anymore. Now, if you die, you're going to stay dead. Yeah, sure, but
yeah, for this week,
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring back Rick, then everybody's happy. Put all the toys back in the box. I like Absorbing Man becoming the the gamma. The gamma monster here.
Yes.
And because he absorbs all the gamma, now they can get the clean lock, and they have to decide who to bring back, and they decide to bring back Rick, which is just what the leader wanted.
Yep.
Oh, according to plan. And then, of course, as he does that, then Puck shoots the Hulk. By the way, again, such amazing artwork in this issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the artist in this?
Joe Bennett.
Bennett is just, and the colors, man, the colors are so amazing. But then here we got Hulk gets shot big, because then when the Hulk is dead, then the leader gets to take him, bum bum bum, because the leader is holding the door.
And did you see what's coming next week?
Immortal She-Hulk #1.
Yep.
Very excited about my She-Hulky. My Shulky. Been waiting for her. Do you have anything else read that you want to talk?
No, I think that's good.
Okay, quick shout out. Hellions ended. It was cool. Nobody likes Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister is a big jerk. And Alex just wants people to, and they decide not to resurrect Madeline Pryor. And that really messes up poor Alex, because he's like, she existed. She was real. And it's like, she was one of us.
Yeah.
She is a mutant too, you know? And and not for nothing, they resurrected every fudging buddy else.
I know.
But, you know, hoity-toity Jean Grey doesn't want another one of her running around. Please. Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown was cool. I mean, it kind of Deus Ex Machinaes itself, because, of course, Champion decides he doesn't need Mephisto to control the Serpent Crown. It's like, yes, you do. And basically, he's trying to, like, take the Serpent Crown off, and Conan's like, no, keep it, and fries his brain. Because Conan's his BA, and then... I really want Conan to put on pants, though. Conan trapped in the... Maybe that's, like, part of the rules with them getting the rights back. It's like, no, don't put Conan in pants. But, like, he's lived on this world for so long. You'd think at some point he's going to say, you know, maybe I should, like, put on these pantaloons that everyone was wearing.
He needs to pull an auto and put on, like, a 3-piece suit or something.
He's done it in the past when he's been stuck in the 20th century, so... But, you know, he's got his uniform, and, you know, hey, I guess it's self-aerating. I mean, goodness knows what it smells like.
Oh, it'd be great. Like, if even just for one issue, he dressed in, like, modern clothes, and everyone just, like, started making jokes about, you know, or they're just like, oh, hey, look, it's the former governor of California.
That would be funny. But, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but he's hanging out with, you know, and apparently this girl used to date Daredevil. I think you've mentioned that before.
Oh, Nyla, yeah.
Yeah, Nyla dated Daredevil, and she was like, yeah, you know, I don't usually go to Atlantis and Wakanda and stuff. Like, the most I ever did is I dated Daredevil once. And, you know, and Conan's like, yeah, you know, I'm slaying dragons. Slay dragons back in my old job. This is just, still got dragons around here. I don't know.
Stay tuned. I think November. I think we're gonna cover that Daredevil run with Nyla, so.
Oh, well, that'll be cool. I'll love to see that. But he decides him and Nana are going to hang out at one of the hotels and get a buffet, and he's like, cool. But he doesn't want to hang around with her because he's like, I got too much work to do. I was like, well, you know, take her with you. You could use a sidekick, you know?
Oh, yeah.
A fellow thief, a good thief. You can never have too many good thieves. And yeah, that was my comics. And they were good. I enjoyed them. All right, Philip, anything else you want to talk about this week?
No, I think we hit everything. I mean, there was a lot, and I think we hit it all.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot to cover. It's a very exciting and busy world we live in, and every day is another adventure. And if you would like another adventure, why don't you circle over to huntakiller.com, help Michelle Gray find the killer of a cold case that she's working on. Use the coupon code Southgate to get a discount on that, and, you know, basically get an escape room delivered to your house once a month. Interesting enough, they are doing a Blair Witch themed Hunter Killer story now. I'm waiting on word from Rob if we're supposed to be pushing that or not, but hey, it's there. I don't know if the coupon code works, but it's something that's there. And you know, if that doesn't interest you, you can always go over to tweakedaudio.com, get some high quality headsets for you and your family. And if none of that is cool, just go down to our show notes, click on the Amazon link, go to Amazon, buy whatever the heck you want. Cost you nothing, saves us. And while you're there, check out Pod Life, the book written by and for podcasters from the Southgate Media Group. Empire to entertain you. And Philip, if they do any of that and want to talk to you about it, how can they find you?
If you want to get a hold of me or any of the Capes and Lunatics, the easiest way is email capesandlunatics@gmail.com or the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So, yes, plenty of ways to reach out.
Yep, and if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our Moz and Poz wants to do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet nothing at all, because, I mean, I should probably try and live tweet Lovecraft Country, because I love that show.
Oh, there you go.
I figure out when it's on, and then live tweet it when Christian's not in the room, because it's too scary. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIE. Yes, SCR. Look for the 2 E's in the middle. For what?
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Maz. And thank you, Tristan, for doing the background vocals as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have had another wonderful hour of your time taken away from you by myself and Phil as we connect things superbly. Please come again next week and super connect with us again. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, tell Maz Tristan is his backup singer.
Yes. Oh, I got so much work to do still today. It's okay, buddy. You're great. Yeah, I gotta get this whole house ready for the kitchen work to be done this week. I make plans and they gang on.
Welcome to 2020.